I knew the conference room smelled the same on every Monday: stale coffee, recycled fear, and that faint plastic tang from the new chairs. The kind of scent that clings to your lungs until Wednesday at least. Really, Claire? That tie? It's brave, said Vanessa, smirking like she was delivering the verdict of a beauty pageant jury. 100 eyes turned to me. Some pretended their laptops were suddenly fascinating. Some fidgeted with pens, and one poor intern dropped their notebook like it was a grenade. I smiled politely. Not a real smile, just the kind that lets people assume they've won. Vanessa, 26, Ivy League MBA, daughter of the COO. She thought charm and sarcasm were interchangeable. Arrogance was in her DNA. She leaned back, crossing her legs with perfect poise, and added, it's vintage, very pre-crash chic. The room laughed. I didn't. My hands rested lightly on the table, one over the old gold watch I never took off, inherited from someone who'd taught me long ago. Never underestimate your own quiet. Vanessa thrived on attention. She mispronounced financial terms, barked at junior staff like she owned them, and took credit for ideas that weren't hers. Today, though, she had aimed for public humiliation, and I was the target. Careful, Claire. I'd hate to see you get lost in spreadsheets again, she said, voice dripping with honeyed malice. I nodded, barely moving. Let her think the joke landed. The VP, her father, chuckled, trying to smooth over the awkwardness. Nobody realized the fuse had already been lit. They never did. I had spent 6 years in mid-level operations, unnoticed, invisible. I watched mistakes pile up, noted discrepancies, memorized every client, every number, every blind spot. Every single day, I grew in unexpected power, gathering knowledge like armor. And today, it would pay off. Vanessa's laugh cut through the room. She didn't see the ledger I had just flagged, a $2.7 million discrepancy in a dormant account, ignored for over 18 months. I sent the alert up the chain. Quietly, just facts. Minutes later, the room's hum of casual superiority began to falter. Phones buzzed, Slack notifications pinged, heads turned. Emails fired with urgent red flags. Vanessa froze, scrolling on her iPad, realizing her carefully curated performance was colliding with reality. Claire, what did you do? She whispered. Her voice trembled, betraying the first crack in her armor. I stayed calm. Numbers don't lie, and numbers never forgive. The COO himself entered the room, drawn by the alerts. He glanced at the spreadsheet, at the flagged accounts, at Vanessa. Then his gaze fell on me. His face paled. Why, how? He stammered. I tilted my head slightly. Check the audit logs. All approvals trace back to your daughter, I said softly. Vanessa's world collapsed in slow motion. She had been so busy playing CEO in training that she hadn't noticed her own signatures on compliance breaches. Catastrophic reversal doesn't always happen fast. Sometimes it crawls in like a predator before it strikes. The COO barked orders. Phones rang off the hook. Security was called. Managers scrambled. Reports were printed. Vanessa tried to protest. It's impossible, she shouted. I leaned back, calm. Numbers don't care about impossibilities. They only care about accuracy and accountability. The board was convened. Emails had spread. By lunch, every executive knew what had happened. $2.7 million mismanaged under the nose of the firm's golden girl. Public humiliation met arrogance head-on. Vanessa sat frozen, mascara streaked, pride shattered. I didn't celebrate. I didn't gloat. I closed my laptop, gathered my notes, and left. My job here wasn't to punish. It was to ensure the house didn't collapse from incompetence. I had the power, yes, but the lesson was in silent authority. Outside the building, the sun was just right. The city moved like it always did, unaware of the storm that had just overturned the very foundation of one office. I adjusted my old gold watch, the one thing I never took off, and smiled faintly. They'll remember this. Not me. Them.